Chateau de Chambord was built between 1519 and 1547 during the reign of King Francis I. This is the magnificent and largest castle in the Loire Valley, built as a place for the king to rest while hunting. It is also the place the king is close to his beloved and beautiful mistress, away from the queen. This castle was also the place where the king held a gala dinner for ambassadors and kings of neighboring countries, and for a show of power and wealthiness. The Chateau de Chambord is located in the middle of a beautiful space, surrounded by forests and rivers with an area of 5,440 hectares. Surrounded by a 32-kilometer-long wall, the castle has 426 bedrooms, 83 staircases, and 282 fireplaces, is also home to a huge collection of 4,500 rare works of art. Chateau de Chambord is one of the largest and most majestic castles in the Loire Valley, designed and built by many architects, with 1,800 workers. It took 28 years to complete the construction. From 1519 to 1547, UNESCO declared it a World Heritage Site in 1981. One of its main architects was the Italian Domenico da Cortina, in collaboration with Leonardo da Vinci, a painter who was also a famous architect and engineer, an Italian greatly favored by King Francis. Chateau de Chambord is like a medieval castle, however not a fortress, but a huge edifice. It is vast, more than enough room to rest for the court entourage of 600 people followed the king hunting. The main tower of the castle is 56 meters high. There are double spiral staircases to lead to the terrace. The special feature of this staircase is people go up and down without touching each other, although they can still see each other. The overall architecture of the castle is Renaissance style, mixed with old French medieval and Renaissance styles. Outside, looking up at the rooftops are towers and chimneys undulating like a city. During his 32-year reign, King Francis only occasionally stayed at the castle for a total of 72 days. The Chambord Castle can be likened to a symbol of architecture, as well as the Mona Lisa, which is an icon of the painting.
During the reign of Louis XII, Francis was a royal descendant. For some reason, King Louis sent Francis to the battlefield when he was 18 because he didn't trust him. But when he became seriously ill, thinking he was dying, King Louis wanted to keep his dynasty, of which he had no son, so he passed the throne to Francis, on condition that his 15-year-old daughter Claude be married. On January 1, 1515, Francis was crowned Emperor of France at the age of 20. King Francis grew up on the battlefield, so his temperament became liberal. He didn't like restraint, he liked to have fun, feasts and socialize with beautiful women around him.
He was also passionate about the arts of architecture, poetry, and painting. King Francis became famous for his victory in the Battle of Marignano, defeating the mercenary army of the Italian Duke Massimiliano Sforza in 1515, despite being the most elite army of Swiss mercenaries of the Middle Ages. The Pope of the time was very entertaining in Bologna, a big city in northern Italy. Francis had the opportunity to interact with famous artists, which he liked very much, attended musicals, met with famous people. He was greatly entertained, because the Pope wanted him to hand over the wealthy churches in France. The time after his return from Italy, he gathered around the court with scholars, poets, musicians and royal families, not forgetting to welcome beautiful women into the court. King Francis said, "A court without beautiful women, just as a year without spring, is like a spring without beautiful and charming rosebuds." The young king, with his liberal temperament, loved art, loved beauty. He never lacked the shadow of women around him. On May 18, 1514, Francis married Claude, daughter of King Louis XII, and had 7 children. 15 years later, he married his second wife, Eleanor of Austria, the widow queen of Spain. During his reign, Francis had many lovers. Among them were 2 whom he bestowed the title of chief royal mistress, one named Françoise de Foix. The second was named Anne de Pisseleu-Diley. Her previous mistress was Mary Boleyn. Chateau de Chambord is one of the 15 largest castles in the world, a beautiful building of the Renaissance. More than a castle for residence and hunting, Chambord embodies perfection and wonder. Please watch other videos on the dulichMEDIA YouTube channel.